People of the State of Michigan versus Robert Dale Craig. This is file 2023607. Mr. Craig pled to a charge of possession of methamphetamine. He is here today with his attorney, Ms. Yancey. Mr. Gabriel is the prosecutor. We also have Dr. House, who is the program coordinator for our Swift and Sure Sanctions Probation Program, and Lisa Martin, who is the supervisor of our local Department of Corrections Probation Parole Office. Mr. Craig's case was originally up May 14th. After reviewing the case and seeing his guideline range called for a prison sentence, I asked Mr. Craig if he would be agreeable to meet with Dr. House or the team to be assessed for Swift and Sure. He said he was. That assessment's been completed now, and they have found him acceptable for the program, and so we're here today for sentencing. Now, we usually do these on Mondays when we have treatment court and the whole team here, but we don't meet next Monday, and the following Monday, Ms. Yancey couldn't do it, and rather than continue to delay Mr. Craig's case and his recovery, I asked that it be set for today, and we're doing it at the end of the day after a long day of sentencings. And Mr. Craig, we've spoken to you shortly before this, and you do accept that you do want to get a handle on this and not go to prison, and I appreciate that. So, Ms. Yancey, is there any objection to continuing on video today?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Are there any additions other than the sentencing date? Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions?
Just adding my name now as counsel.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Yancey is our specialty court attorney. Mr. Gabriel.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Scoring, the agent recommends that your prior record score be 160 points, level F.
No dispute.
Concur.
Offense variable 10 points, level 2.
I concur.
No dispute.
That would call for a prison sentence of anywhere from 19 to 38 months on the minimum, up to the maximum of 10 years, pursuant to the sentencing guidelines. Now, he has been accepted into the Swift and Sure Sanctions Probation Program, and Ms. Martin prepared a proposed probation order and sent it out to everybody. So with that, Ms. Yancey, what would you like to add?
Your Honor, I would just add that I would like to have Mr. Craig accepted into the program and be a part of it, and we've met at length prior to, and it appears that that's his desire as well, and that those are changes that he wants to make, and that he understands that he has a whole team behind him here with regard to this program to help him achieve not only sobriety, but also a life that is crime-free. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Craig, is there anything you'd like to add?
I'd just like to thank you guys for allowing me to be in the program.
Thank you, Mr. Craig. Mr. Gabriel?
I would agree that the program would be good for Mr. Craig, and certainly an opportunity to break the cycle of being involved in the criminal justice system.
All right, thank you. The original Department of Corrections recommendation was to commit Mr. Craig to the Department of Corrections for 2 years, up to 10 years, with credit for 9 days served. I will make this instead that he be sentenced to a Swift and Sure Sanctions Probation Program, 2 years, 9 days, credit 8 days served, 9 days credit, 9 days served. I don't know why I said that. There is a $68 state cost, $130 crime victims assessment, and your license will have to be suspended for 1 year. Now, that's only through October 1st when the law changes, so 2 months no driving, 10 months restricted, and that's because you're not going to prison, Mr. Craig. If you went to prison, I wouldn't have to suspend your license, but you know that's the rule. I'm also going to order that you complete the Twin County Probation Center program and that you enter that program when you have been cleared and accepted by the director of the Twin County Probation Center. Also that you comply with getting a COVID test as soon as possible, and that after that COVID test clears you, that you be allowed to enter the Twin County Probation Center program. Any violation of center rules will result in probation violation and return to jail potentially. We're now going to go into so Mr. Craig, again, your sentence is below your guidelines, but it is pursuant to this, to your plea, and it's a goal of getting you into this program. You know, 160 prior record variable points is about as high as I've seen. I haven't seen many higher. And so we need to deal with that. Dr. House, like I said, Mr. Craig, normally we have the entire team here and we introduce everybody and you understand what part of the program is. It's a program of treatment, but it's also a program of accountability and responsibility so that you're driven towards making sure that you make the changes that are needed. Dr. House is our program coordinator, and she'll explain to you a little bit more about what's involved and who the people are and who you're going to contact and the rest. So go ahead, Dr. House.
Hey, Mr. Craig. And as we talk more, you can call me Barb, okay? And so I'm going to be in touch with you this evening. Either I will or Clarence James will, in terms of kind of like, what do you do like starting today, and get you lined up for drug testing. And drug testing can happen 7 days a week on holidays. And so we'll look at drug testing between now and at least by next Tuesday when you're in, go in for the COVID test. Also, if you need, we'll talk about if you need any assistance with transportation, getting to and from testing. I know your boss is really supportive, but if he's not available, we can help out with that as well. And we'll get you lined up for some treatment to get you started in treatment as well. I just, I'm really already, I've known you for 5 minutes. But what I've seen so far, I'm impressed because you had two hard choices, and I'm impressed because you were grateful that you were offered an opportunity to not go to prison. I've had people say to me, I know how to do time. I don't know how to recover in the community. And so I'm impressed that you chose to try hard and work hard because you want to change your future. So I'm hoping that I know that, there was some disappointments in some of the things we're asking you to do, but I hope you leave this hearing today with some hope. We have about 6 peer supports that work with the program, and they are people who have been right where you are. Some of them have been to prison, and they're working with us now to help other people who are starting at the very beginning. So I only have book knowledge, but the peer supports, I've met them where, in jail or, on their way to prison. So you will have a lot in common with a number of them, and they can be a great resource to you. So I just want to welcome you and encourage you, to you'll get as much out of it as you put into it. If you come into it and look at it as doing time, you won't get much out. But if you come in and really kind of dig in, like do the hard work in treatment and the hard work that you're asked to do, your life can take a whole different turn and you would have an amazing story to tell. There's a number of team members that you will be meeting in the next week or two. Obviously, you've already met Attorney Yancey. Ms. Martin, did you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, there we go. Hi, Mr. Craig. I'm Lisa Martin. I'm
Hi.
a supervisor at the Department of Corrections Probation Office. So I'm part of the team, and I am the supervisor for Amanda Coney, who's going to be your probation agent.
Okay.
And like I said, you'll meet a number of other people. We're just, like Doug said, we're trying to get you in today so you weren't sitting there waiting another 2 weeks. So I have a number for you. Are you comfortable giving your number in court, or Judge, do you want me to wait?
We'll do that off of YouTube. At this point, we'll go off YouTube. Again, Mr. Craig, we're going to talk to you a little bit more off of YouTube. We're going to give out you some numbers of people to contact, and then you'll start. Now, in terms of this program, as compared to the drug court, I see them at the beginning once a week. In this program, I don't see you except once a month unless you mess up. And in that case, you're brought in front of me right away. Swift and sure sanctions means just that. Swift and sure sanctions probation program means that you agree to abide by these rules, and we agree to provide you all the resources and treatment to make it so that you can get on the other side of this. But if you fail to do what you're supposed to do, then the sanctions will be swift and sure, which means that you'll be brought in front of me right away, and we'll talk about what happened, and we'll go accordingly. But you know, we don't take people into the program that we don't think are going to be able to complete it. And so you are showing all the signs by your attitude and your agreement today that you do want to make those changes, those hard life changes that will allow you to succeed at this, okay?